Wolf Gang, where you at, man? Shit.
That was they not like us. They didn't say he was gonna run that. They didn't think that he was gonna play that song. He was gonna perform that song during the Super Bowl, and he did. And he looked in the camera and was like, "Say Drake." And I know that. I know that pissed old boy off. What up? What up? Do y'all hear me? Mic check 1 2 1 2. Do y'all hear me? Um, what's good, Danielle? What's good, Poetry Evans? Nectaria, Greek lady, Sheila Gray. Was that the Love Leroy? What's good? What's good? What's good, Lil Coco? I appreciate everybody coming in. Let me get started real quick with a little bit of music, y'all. Y'all know what it is. Wolfgang Amadeus here, and all right, let's get started. We're gonna do it like this because I was just listening to my boys pod. Shout out to Dewan B. The homie Dewan B was doing his breakdown of Kendrick Lamar's Super Bowl performance. And I was in the middle of looking at it, and then all of a sudden it went away, and they said the NFL blocked it. And the reason why they blocked it is because he was showing some imagery that belonged to the NFL. And I said, oh, man, they tripping. Not that they tripping. I get it. It's their content, but they going to do what they want to do. And, but they took it right away. They took it down. But shout out to Dewan B. I was going to tell everybody to go check out his breakdown of what he did with the Kendrick Lamar Super Bowl performance that people are talking about. They're saying that it's not. They say it was the worst performance ever. And I'm like, nah, I think that Bruno Mars, the one, no, there's a lot of them that was the worst. What's up, Arch, Angel, Michael, and Trudy? Let me just say what's up to everybody. Jamie, appreciate you, long gone. Marisha is a LA chick. Kenzen, you say Kendrick's crown of thorns I wasn't fond of. We're going to break that down. I'm going to break that down, Kenzen, because, yeah, I think a lot of people really didn't catch. There's a lot of symbolism that was going on. You didn't watch the Kendrick. You don't know any of his music. And the little bit that I hear, I couldn't understand. I got you. I understand. Everything ain't for everybody. But I know a lot of people were mad because Kendrick was performing, and I saw a video of the crowd, what the crowd participation and what people were doing in the crowd, and it kind of like, I don't know, people wasn't feeling it. And then you got the individuals online saying, oh, well, this was the worst performance ever, and they're ready to go at Jay-Z. They say fire Jay-Z, this guy sucks, I don't know what, blah blah blah, this and that. I mean, I enjoyed it, I loved it. I'm not the biggest K-Dot fan, but I rocks with K-Dot. I was there when he accepted the key to the city of Compton. In fact, I got to play that. He's an accomplished young gentleman, and he's doing a lot for the culture. And Jay-Z and the NFL put him on that stage because, like Dewan B was saying, my guy was saying, everything breaks down to symbolism, and they give you the what they give you. They'll give you the agenda. It's a propaganda first. That's pretty much this entertainment. Everything in entertainment is propaganda. And again, I was getting that from Dewan B. Shout out to him for that. Yeah, they basically, if you pay attention to what was being laid out and displayed, it was really about Black American culture, pride, or whatever. And let's break that down as far as like Black America, because that's a whole nother conversation that we'll talk about. When you talk about Black Americans, it's I don't know. We'll talk more about that, because he said he sucked, failed. Wait, hold on. He sucked, failed. I don't know. You say all the way down to this Samuel Jackson character. Yeah, that's what I want to get into, because let's just get into it. Let's just break it down because there was a lot going on with that performance. Give me 1 second. So, the Kendrick Lamar halftime show, the critics are saying it was the worst halftime show. I don't agree. I don't think so. The Drake diss, I'm sure Drake did not appreciate that. I'm sure the Drake fans and the Drake stans didn't appreciate that. But we'll get more into that as well. And I'm gonna take y'all questions. In fact, I'll drop the link. If anybody want to jump on, you can, and let's talk about it. He also had, well, there was something disturbing. And I won't say disturbing, but I'll say the man with the Palestinian flag that popped up because Kendrick had the PG Lane flag going back and forth. It was PG Lane, that's his label. That's his entertainment company. In fact, they produced it. Shout out to them. He had a bunch of guys going back and forth on the field with the PG Lane flag. But you had someone out there, a protester, who crashed the performance with a Palestinian flag. I think Jag was talking about this some time ago as far as like the safety concern, and you know that what if that could have been a Drake stand or something that really was trying to go after K-Dot. It took them a minute for them to even get him out of there. It just took them a while. You know what I'm saying? Sarachia, what's your name? Sarachia Norton? Nah, it wasn't part of the show. They got rid of him. They hurried up and kicked him out of there. And then, yeah, there you go. The dancers laid down an AKA outline shape of bodies, AKA the unalived. Wow, I didn't even peep that. But yeah, I got you. Warrior Queen people didn't get it. Kendrick told people to stop looking at the television. He said it, yeah, and he said the revolution will not. Well, he said the revolution will be televised. Hey, what's up, the dopest nerd, Natanya? How you doing? Appreciate you for stopping by. Yeah, some people are saying K-Dot knew. K-Dot knew what? I don't know. K-Dot knew what? What? Yeah, man, look, I had a whole bunch of stuff that I wanted to lay out, in all honesty. But since the NFL was taking down all the videos of everybody that's doing commentary on the whole thing, I'm very, like, I'm skeptical. I'm just skeptical. I'm not gonna really play anything. But that protester, yeah. He said he knew about the protester. Okay. Oh wow. Okay, that's interesting. Okay, so the consensus is let's just get it right now. Let me see. Angela Cook, appreciate you. You're saying you thought Kendrick was a genius. Let me know. We got everybody hit the like button, number one. Let's get some crowd participation here. This is hip hop. This is always hip hop, and you know you got to be a participant, not just a standing what do you call it, a bystander with this. So let's get it. Number one, if this was a decent show, you liked it, give us a number one. If you think that this was the worst halftime show ever, like these critics are saying, let's get a number two. Yeah, to God be the glory. For real. Lil Coco says she enjoyed it, or yeah, you enjoyed. That's a she. My bad. I didn't want to misgender nobody. Didn't watch it, Bailey. All right, I get it. I understand. But did you watch the show? Did you watch the game? The game was interesting as well. Okay, no problem. It seems like for the past 3 years, the Chiefs have been winning, and when you have a Democratic when the Democrats are in office, I think that's the lay of it. It's like you'll have certain teams that win. Now that we have a Republican in office and Trump was there, Donald Trump was there, the Eagles won. And the Eagles are what? The eagle is the mascot or the national, the representation of this country. You know what I'm saying? You say you quit watching after Mahomes was sacked for the 5th time. Yeah, I mean that was it was real crazy. I was just like, yo, okay, first score. I mean, the first touchdown, boom, they got it. Second, and it's like they were setting them up to lose. To be honest, yeah, the Chiefs did look depressed from the beginning. That's real. Oh, there we go. Yep, he had a great performance, not just visual, but listening with your third eye. You ain't never lying. You're never lying right there. Yeah. He plays squabbled up on top of it, and then the guest stars, the guest appearances. He has Serena Williams. That was a knock at Drake. All this that I'm talking about is like surface level, though. Him having Serena Williams was a knock at Drake. The red, white, and blue people were like, that was the Crips and Blood symbolism. I don't know if that was Crips and Blood symbolism, but you do look at the flag and you see the red, the white, and the blue. Is that Republican, Democrat? You know, or with the white, I don't know. What is that? The power structure? I don't know. Another guest appearance by Sam Jackson as Uncle Sam. That was dope. I like that. Miss Swift took all the energy. Oh, they booed her. She came in with Ice Spice, and they booed her. And everybody did say A minor. Now, you see his chain right here. The chain is a minor A. I don't know if y'all peeped that. But the chain on his neck while he was performing. I mean, there's one A in PG Lang. And I think that's what we got that from right there. PG Lang, A for A minor, like an A minor. But that was an A minor. Oh, wait, they booed Trump? Oh, I didn't even know that. I did not know that. Yeah, Antoinette. America's the bald eagle, the eagle. So yeah, the Patriots I'm sorry, not the Patriots. The Eagles, the Philadelphia Eagles won. So I'm just saying, like it's there's a lot of symbolism or whatever with just the game in itself or whatever. I gave Kendrick. You say you read Kendrick was given permission to sing "Not Like Us." Yeah, well that's good. That's good. Wait, so we got two things. You said Natanya says they booed Trump, and then we have someone who says they cheered for Trump. I guess it just depends on where you were at in the audience. I don't know. Yeah, shout out to I think spend too much time on entertainment. How about picking up some books? Well, yeah. Well, Amy, that's kind of where we're at with it right now. When it comes to what it is with the breakdown of this NFL halftime show, it's more than just entertainment. Even when Kendrick was like, the revolution will be televised, it's more to it than entertainment. And that was a shot to Gil Scott-Heron's "The Revolution will not be televised." And that last song, turn the TV off, turn his TV off, turn his TV off, turn the TV off, turn the TV off. I got an album that I did some time ago, years back, and I called it Program. And essentially it was about an individual who watched too much television, and his mind was just program. We got Jaguar Wright in the house.
Hey, what's going on? What have I missed? I'm sorry. I was so busy trying to make sure that we woke up the algorithm and let everybody know that you were over here. I just
Hold on. Let me do something with your mic because you got a lot going on. Hold on one second.
What?
Okay. Yeah, I had to go ahead. You could talk now. Your mic sounded muffled, but I fixed it.
Oh, thank you. I didn't put the noise cancellation on.
No, I think it was because I did the reduced mic background, but nonetheless, you didn't miss nothing. We've been here a good 15 minutes, and I was just letting everybody know. I mean, I'm actually just kind of more or less getting the participation of the crowd, what everybody thinks of what went down And Natanya's in the house. We got, of course, all of the,
Hey, sis.
got
Yeah, she had stopped by over at my place, so I told her to get to the set.
okay, okay. Appreciate that. Now, I appreciate you having everybody come through. I had a bigger presentation for this breakdown, but I was just watching my boy Dewan B, my boy who the drummer, producer, and
Hmm.
he was doing a breakdown, and I didn't finish watching it. I went back and it said it got deleted because the NFL, blocked it. They said you can't watch it in this country because the NFL blocked that video. So yeah, the NFL is just they're clamping down on, I guess, what people can put on YouTube.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, that's why we were very careful about the members only content that we gathered up last night. Because I'm telling you, honey, when I was running down on Mary J. Blige and I pulled up the West Coast, you know, I guess it would we could call it the West Coast halftime show,
Uh huh.
Dre and all of that.
Yeah.
When I put it up and played it, man, and I was talking about her and her connection to 50 and what went down and why she was there and she wasn't West Coast. It was supposed to be a West Coast show. She ain't West Coast for show. I mean, she ran through West Coast. I
Oh
know she
damn.
used to fly in um A
Danny boy.
minor
Danny boy.
from the
The
West
A minor.
Coast. Yeah.
Natanya, the link is here. And actually, anybody else who wants to jump in, go ahead. But this is for Natanya right now.
But regarding, the halftime show, it really made me the reaction has made me super disappointed in Black America as a whole.
Well, look,
For ah
no. I was gonna let's not go there just yet because I know where you're going with it, and I was gonna break something down, and I'm glad you mentioned what was that 2022 when Dre brought on Snoop, Mary J.
yeah.
Right. But let's even go back because this halftime show was like a black celebration of black, and this is Black
A
History Month.
celebration. It was a Black history lesson turned into a living picture book. Even the way he said it, everything that he was screaming, they all missed it because nobody was naked. They even missed the fact that he went and got Drake's ex to come and crip walk on his demise.
Before we go there, because this show and this you're right. Like there was a lot going on with like if you see the performative side, but then the symbolism side, that's one thing. I
Like
was
you
gonna go
do
back. No, no,
the
no.
opening scene, baby, the opening scene, which I love because it's G. Oh, sis is at the back door, honey.
I got you. It says not connected yet. Let
Okay,
me let her
I'm
connect.
telling you, it's crazy. Like the way they all came out of the G and X, like a clown car. They
Hmm.
didn't understand the symbolism. This is how people come into the game, CPU after CPU. Like they missed all the symbolism.
Hey, Natanya, how you doing?
Hey, bro, what's the deal? Hey, sis.
Hey, what's going on? Like, oh, I love it when you get to stop in.
Oh, I love being here
Oh,
too.
you still got this back there.
Well,
Yeah, no,
you also
appreciate you
had a
popping
very
in.
interesting live. Oh, hold on a second. You want me to snatch that down right
I got it.
quick? Okay.
Bro, this is a dope topic for you to be bringing up. All too often, where our people fail, and sis, you hit it on the head.
Yeah, I was gonna go back. I'm glad you're here because I want to get both of you guys' take on. Let's go back to more recent halftime performances that had black performers. So I wanted to start with the Beyonce one. What was that? What year was that? 2013?
That was the first. Well, we had Beyonce, and then they had the Destiny's Child reunion, and then after that, the next year, it was more people who have been implicated in the freak off scandals. You had Shakira and you had Jennifer Lopez, to which it has come forward that Jennifer Lopez did not want to share the stage with Shakira at all. She didn't want to perform with Shakira at all. She actually tried to boycott Shakira.
Okay. Okay.
And
Wow.
it was crazy because Shakira lightweight outperformed J Lo. The only thing she was doing the shake your bum bum thing. The
Mm.
cheeky cheeky boom boom girl.
So the performance though, where Beyonce had the now that was kind of black. I was just I'm juxtaposing this performance to that one because Beyonce performed and had who she it was like it was a Howard thing, it was a homecoming thing,
She
correct?
had the HBCU bands, which she always taps in when she wants to prove to people that she still has connection to her black southern roots. But everything else about that show was white. Everything else about that show looked more NRA than FBA.
Yeah, even when you break it down to her hair, because she still had the blonde wig on.
Oh yeah.
Now, if you're trying to be, black with your performing, and it was a shout out to Dewan B because he was talking about it. He said black adjacent. That performance was black adjacent, or like you said, black. What did you call it? You said it was colored. What did you, or flavored?
Country scented
Country scented. So this
and black adjacent.
her performance, in my opinion, I have to give it up to what Juan said about it being black scented or black adjacent versus what Kendrick just dropped.
Oh, absolutely. But the thing is, nobody's really paying attention to the fact that when Beyonce did The Lion King, she did an album around it honoring her African roots, and she was dancing, holding a bowl on her head. She's always looking to attach herself to. I mean, the truth is, I'm still not understanding how she's not being called a culture vulture herself. And the only reason she's not being called a culture vulture is because she was born black.
Mm.
Why can't black people be culture vultures too? Why is the vulture label only for people who are not in that race?
Well, I'll give it up.
She's
Drake.
a bigger culture vulture than Vlad.
Okay. And I'll give it up. Drake is a culture vulture, even though Drake is, he's half black and half Jewish, but he's a culture vulture if you break it down.
Yeah. It's funny. It's like they went and they invented all of their own little characters to slip in with the skin. I mean, it's no different than the brown paper bag thing. And a lot of young people don't know what that is. So back in the days before civil rights, was addressed nationally, and before black people actually were allowed to vote, and before women were considered people and able to vote as well, once Lincoln had freed the state slaves, they decided to get, covert with how they discriminated.
Mm-hmm.
So it used to be once upon a time, if you wanted a certain job or to be allowed to hang in a certain group, you had to pass what they called the brown paper bag test. You get the brown paper bag, and if the person holds out their hand and if their skin matches the brown paper bag or lighter, they were considered acceptable. Anything darker than the brown paper bag was redlined and excluded from society.
Right. Kenzen said, another culture vulture, Justin Timberlake. Oh yeah, I was very disappointed when he performed with Janet Jackson, and
I had to explain to Giovanni why women put earrings in their nipples.
Yeah, your son was probably about like 13, 12 when that happened?
Giovanni was about 12 years old, and we were watching the Super Bowl, and I was all excited to be watching Janet Jackson with the kids, and we had everyone over. And then Justin made that move. And then there was,
Oh
Janet Jackson
man.
there with a nipple ring with the pasty on it. And then it was malfunction,
Oh
whatever the
man.
case may be. But I actually know one of the people that worked on the costume design team for Janet, and they said
Uh-huh.
that was done intentionally.
I,
After
I
her
could believe
last
that.
fitting, and they stitched it up. Somebody went back and loosened it up, and Justin was told to do that to her,
Wow.
allegedly.
Wow. Natanya, you here? Do I got to bring you on this one?
To
I
talk.
think you got to bring on the
Okay, I
other
got to
one.
bring you on that one. Yeah. Yeah. All right. Natanya, yeah,
I'm
we
here.
were we
They
were
don't
we were
want me to
just
talk.
I see. I see.
The
No, we
enemy
got
said
you.
not today. We
Nah,
don't need
we
your ish today.
it ain't like you saying anything too controversial. Let me bring you up a bit.
No.
All right.
Let me tell
Okay.
you something. If we say fried chicken is controversy,
Girl, I was just getting ready to say, saying my name is controversial.
I got you. Indeed. Indeed. No, we're just going over past
Super
halftime
Bowl.
shows. Yeah, Super Bowl halftime shows. I was breaking down a little bit of, the difference between Beyonce's halftime show and what was that, 2012, Jag, or I forget what year that was.
no,
Um,
Beyonce's halftime show was the first one when Mr. Carter got the job, which would be about 6 years ago now. So we're talking 2020, 2019.
really? I thought it was okay. I'm tripping. Maybe I'm tripping. But okay. But Beyonce's first, and it
Giovanni died, and then Beyonce had her first
okay, so that was
Super Bowl.
2019. 2019. So this Super Bowl versus this halftime performance versus
Was it
what
2018 then? Because I
I
know it
think it
was
was
right around the
2018.
time. Then it must have been
I think it was
2018
2018.
because I remember that she had gotten that right around the time that Giovanni had passed away. So it was the one before. So we're talking 2018.
Natanya disappeared again. They do not want her. They don't want
They
her
are
gone.
hella hating.
Man. Well, I wanted to just ask her about the difference between this Super Bowl versus the other. Um, okay, why are you on twice? Okay. All right, and we got a lot of noise on that end as well. Let me see. Maybe I add you here. Oh, you have to unmute yourself. All right, look. Do I bring you back, or is that okay? Is that
Honey, I'm
it?
here.
Okay. Let me go ahead and adjust this real quick. So okay, go ahead and say something.
Mic check 1 2 1 2.
Okay, that's better. All right, I got you. Um, so what had happened was also I'm just tripping on the sabotage that they tried to do to this performance even before it even got started. Let me see. Natanya's back up. You here, Natanya?
I am here. The enemy is on one tonight, guys.
Oh,
The enemy will not win.
Never.
That's for sure.
Show won't. Show won't.
Okay, so now I wanted you to chime in. Jag and I were mentioning previous Super Bowl halftime performances, and we compare. Well, I was asking about the comparison between Beyonce's in 2018 versus Kendrick's today. Beyonce's was black, but my boy was calling it black adjacent, meaning he had she had the Howard HBCU stuff. She had all that or whatever, and it was black, but it wasn't, standing formation, all that or whatever. But she still had the blonde wig. It wasn't like she had natural hair. It wasn't like she was really, basically that blonde hair was like a nod to the power structure. Like, we still got me type of deal.
No, you're 100% right. And I'm going to say something extremely controversial.
Uh-oh.
Outside of my name and Jag's name, I didn't watch the Beyonce one. I don't typically partake in the Super Bowl because I am against the structure of oppression and all of that. So I don't indulge. I did watch this one, not the
Okay.
Super Bowl, but just the halftime show.
Yeah.
I think it was masterful.
Yeah.
I think
it was brilliant.
It was brilliant. For far too long, as a people, all we want to do is be entertained. In this dire stage of existence that we are in, we need to be educated.
Yeah.
They were looking at the show with the wrong eyes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they were.
Yes, this was brilliant. Uncle Sam, the red, white, and the blue, the precision. Oh, it was fantastic.
The way all of the dancers were representing all of the bots being controlled by the system, the video game references, how people have lost their minds to technology.
That's
It
right.
was it was brilliant.
I thought it was brilliant as well. And I think we have to use our third eye. I think we are, as a society, very lazy and very comfortable just being entertained. What exactly would this show, what could he have done to have made those who find an aversion to his presentation, what could he have done to satisfy them? I think at this point in our lives, people are insatiable. Nothing satisfies them.
Yeah. It's not just what we see, and it's many levels of it. There were layers to what he was presenting in the entertainment. I mean, you saw, like I even mentioned, I said the symbolism of the red and blue, or red, white, and blue, and people immediately went to Crips and Bloods, and I was like, okay,
No.
The American power structure. And
there you go.
the nod to Gil Scott-Heron. The revolution
Yes.
will be televised.
Yes.
I actually wrote something called The Revolution Will Be Televised about 12 years ago. I have to find it.
Oh, dope.
It was powerful.
You want to know what I love?
Tell me.
That it's an event that happens during Black History Month.
Beyond a shadow of a doubt. And here's what it illustrated also. It illustrated for all of those who weren't quite sure, even after everything that has happened since January 20th, who were like, perhaps it's just an anomaly. This is an anomaly. The other side of the table hates us. Did you see all the racist conjecture about this performance? Oh, it's woke, it's DEI, it's this.
Yeah.
DEI is just an exchange word for ninjas.
Exactly.
That's their new ninja. They're always changing the lexicon to find a new way to say nook.
Right.
And my thing is, have the heart, say it with your chest, just say it out loud.
Yeah, they're cowards in that sense, where they don't want to just be direct and say straight up what it is that they want to say. And I'm going to speak on that too, Natanya. I'm going to get your take on it, because I am going to speak on some stuff that Kanye said that kind of rubbed me the wrong way. And then I had this one guy, I believe he's Jewish, he's an underground rapper named Necro. He made a comment. I'll talk to you about that as well, because just like how you said, they interchange words. DEI is now the new N-word. You get what I'm saying? This performance was masterful, and they don't want to admit it. So what happened is the media, and there's certain people in the media that automatically just went on the whole tear of, oh, this was the worst halftime show ever. And then Acadiddy, or AKA Academics, he leaked the set. He leaked the set list and the audio of Kendrick Lamar's halftime show before, hoping, his reason was, I hope that he changes it because it's whack and this and that or whatever.
Which clearly was an Illuminati agenda that he did to help take the heat off of him for the issues that he's having with that young man, that inappropriate conversation on Discord. This is a save me, Illuminati, save me.
Well, I think the entire impetus of what he's going through means that he paid his Illuminati fees to join, and you got to go through the humiliation ritual first. That's what this is.
Yep.
And so his leaking the set list was like, oh, hey guys, I'm doing my part. I'm sticking with the script.
Right.
There's no reason anyone should have even given validity to what he did. What he did was overtly disgusting, sick, but I can't wait till the Kanye thing. My perspective on this is, we'll talk about the Kanye in a second, because that's a whole nother conversation. But it all ties in, because even Kanye doing what he was doing on Twitter, I believe it's in line with what you just said about Acadiddy, where that humiliation ritual. But
I don't know, Jag. You
Or
understand?
maybe it's just great advice from his attorneys who were saying, hey, if the Courtney Burgesses and the Lamisha Fullers and the Adria Englishes are working so well for their case and staving off reality, you should give it a try yourself.
Yeah.
I think Kanye's is a whole other perspective.
Really?
Kanye is a Gemini. I'm a Gemini.
Mm-hmm.
All you got to do is step on my toe one time. I'm not a grudge holder. I get over it. But I know a whole lot of Geminis. I was married to one born the same day. Baby, they'll wait you out 10 years.
Oh, yeah.
Okay? Kanye is trying to provoke all of the people who have criticized him and went against him for this quote unquote alleged anti-Semitic rhetoric. He is trying to provoke them to say something to him now,
Yeah.
so he can say, beat his chest and be like, oh, you ain't saying nothing when Elon was out there doing the Sig Heil. He is
That is true.
He is trying to provoke them. Now, I won't hold a grudge, but as a Gemini, I will set a trap and let you hang yourself. And that is what he's doing. He is waiting for somebody to say something.
Oh, absolutely.
You notice none of them have said anything, though.
Nope.
Instead, they want to say he forced his wife to be nude. She is a woman. You can't have it both ways. Did he force her, or does she have a right to present herself in the world the way she sees fit? And
Well,
he's not doing that.
Let's be clear about his wife. This is not her first event that she's gone to and been threatened to be arrested for her attire.
Absolutely.
So this is not like this is something that she's never done before, and all of a sudden they're on the red carpet and he's like, baby, drop it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she's a willing participant, but what they always like to, and listen, I'm not defending Kanye in the slightest, because he is extremely controversial and says some of the most foolhardy stuff, but I know what he's suffering from: motherless child syndrome. Motherless child syndrome will make you burn the entire house down.
Oh, absolutely.
Including yourself.
Yeah.
Especially when you've already said that you believe your mother was taken from you by the very people you tried to trust.
Absolutely. And that's the thing, Geminis, we love to trust people and take people for face value, that they will show up and be exactly what they presented and said they will be. But guess what? They almost never do. And then it provokes us to go too far. Before I was this enlightened, level-headed, woosah Gemini, baby, I will go on and on and on and not hold a grudge, but I'm going to wear you out until I'm done. I don't feel the need to do that anymore, because I have unalived to myself. You understand? I've surrendered myself unto the Most High, so I don't have those needs to try to prove anything.
Yeah.
But beyond a shadow of a doubt, Kanye is provoking somebody. He is waiting for somebody to come at him on some anti-Semitic stuff so he can blast the whole world. And the world realizes the mistake they made by not judging Elon. They're not going to touch Kanye now.
Yeah.
And
He knows how to play chess.
Absolutely. He got them by the gonads.
Well,
But see, this is the thing. And Kenzen has been asking some interesting questions. But he made a very interesting statement just now. Kenzen says he really wants to bring his BFF Warren Trotter on the red carpet and drop it.
Oh, God.
Ooh.
Well, what a lot of people don't know is that Kenzen has been working with Megan Walsh behind the scenes. And Megan Walsh's baby daddy just happens to be Warren Trotter.
And who was Warren Trotter?
Warren Trotter is someone who helped Kanye, as one of his close friends, develop fashion and things of that nature. But Megan has made it very clear that Warren Trotter is bisexual. She's also alluded to allegedly witnessing Kanye and her baby daddy having the kind of moments that would only be appropriate at a Diddy party.
And that's not hard to believe, not in the slightest bit.
Well, you're right. And the thing is funny because something just came up about Diddy and well, before I even go there, Kanye
on Twitter, because I wanted to speak on his Twitter rants that he just did over the weekend. Elon let him get his Twitter back, and now all of a sudden, he dropped it. But he went on there and said he's ready to free Diddy. He's going to free Larry Hoover. He's going to free R. Kelly, and he's like, if they come after R. Kelly and Diddy, they're going to come after me next.
And then he slut shamed Cassie.
Yeah, and he's selling merch. The sweater that Cassie was wearing when she got beat by Diddy.
I bet it's a hot seller.
He's trying to provoke reactions out of people. See, he is no different than the troll farm. The only thing is he likes his clicks and views in real time. He liked them in real life. He is the ultimate troll. He feels insatiable in life, and he is only pledging his, and I think part of it is his pledge of allegiance to that segment of society that he has to show affiliation with, so that they don't tear him down even more. But the other part of it is, I believe there's a bit of, and no disrespect to our brother, and I'm not saying that people that deal with mental health issues are not functional, but there is a bit of psychosis and a bunch of psychosis in his behavior and his actions.
Can I be honest?
Sure thing.
He was married into the Kardashian clan.
Mm-hmm.
Why is nobody talking about all the times they had him hospitalized and all of the times that he said they were messing with his medication, that they brought doctors in, that he had believed that he had been hypnotized.
Of course. Get out.
And we could see it.
When you have that kind of mind control operation being put on you by the people who you trusted, and you got to understand this. And guys, thanks to Maggie, we've been taking a walk down troll lane, and we've been learning about how trolls work. Remember the love bombing, the coming in, the I can solve all of your problems, I can make it better for you, the I'm going to love you and I'm going to be there for you and I'm going to be your greatest champion. And then at your most vulnerable moment, when you're completely trusting, they come and they start with their crap.
Absolutely.
That is exactly what the Kardashians did to Kanye.
And you're 100% right. But you know what it's predicated on too? It is predicated on his desire for white adjacency and the need to be accepted by the others. See, it all fits. I have this whole mentality on this thing. It all fits into, like you said, he has a BFF that is his boo thing that helped him in fashion. It's a trope. It's like the secret buy starter package. The first thing is, I love the white zaddy, and then it unfolds after that. And no disrespect to white people, but he has a penchant. He has insecurities that have been overflowing since he came out. And I don't mean out of the closet, but since he came to the landscape, he has always needed to feel more adjacent to what he perceived to be as power. And that just
who he emulated.
Who he emulates. And that's the fashion glitterati and the fashion elite.
Is everyone forgetting when he had a total Lud Fest, first started trolling Wiz Khalifa right after he and Amber Rose had that baby, and then he started coming on to him, talking about how much he admired his body type, how much he wished that he could fit into the clothes that he fit into, and then that's when Amber came back and started talking about their backdoor play with her fingers and how much he liked it. And then the next thing you know, Kanye stopped talking about her and Wiz completely.
I do recall that. You just refreshed.
That wasn't that long ago.
Really
Let's also not talk about the fact that, he has his own lawsuit that's out there now, which the girl did say in the lawsuit that he was completely obliterated and it seemed like something had taken over him and he wasn't himself. If Kanye is a pharmaceutical-induced MK Ultra
I
victim?
believe he is.
Are we watching him breaking out of it, or are we watching them wrap
Break.
him back up with it?
Yeah, I think a little of both. I think some parts of this thing is him breaking out, and other parts, the far extreme on the other side, is him being wrapped back in. Because I think whenever he projects all of this, oh, free Diddy and all that, that's them wrapping him back in. Because if you can remember him on Drink Champs, he was, and they showed that little clip of him. He was in Drink Champs, and also another clip where he was like, "Oh, F Diddy, because that's how you was able to go rah 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 in the club and then get away with it, and then they wanted you to pull my coattail." He was talking about him actually powing me.
Wow.
He said that years ago.
Oh, and Kenzen just wanted to let us know that Warren Trotter is a black man.
Oh, wow.
Understandably so, but if you look at old pictures of Kanye with his whole crew, even back when he had Virgil and all of them,
yeah.
and how they used to look in Paris for Fashion Week, it was
Yeah.
a thing. It was a whole thing. Could not be described.
And it's crazy. It's crazy how he has that affinity towards them when his mom Donda was a Panther. I also wanted to
Exactly.
I wanted to
Are
chime in.
people forgetting that part?
Well, let's get back on his whole thing with his mental health. I do remember that Dr. Michael Farzam, that was the doctor that was that basically Kanye's handler. He called the police back, was it 2016, 2017, and he referred to his patient as Jim Jones. I'll follow with that later, but just remember he called him Jim Jones, and you know he was suffering from a temporary psychosis from sleep deprivation, but obviously it was some other stuff going on. Well, I'll just say allegedly.
That's what Dr. Farzam said?
Yeah, when they called, it's a 911 call where he called his doc. He checked in in the hospital, and his code name was Jim Jones.
And here's the irony, but Harley Pasternak, that was his handler, is the one who sicked Farzam on him. He used to be, if I'm not mistaken, he was a part of the Krav Maga.
Okay.
And for the Israeli army.
And also,
which we know the Kardashians have relationship with.
Yeah.
And listen,
they have relationship with Mossad through.
Puffy sicked Farzam on Kim. That is the doctor that came to the house to see her. That quote unquote gave her the whatever it was, the cold remedy or something to that effect, and a massage, even though she was presenting with pneumonia. Like, what doctor doesn't send you to the hospital? What doctor lets you get a massage? A massage releases all of the toxins in your body and the enzymes.
Exactly. So whatever they put into you, he's making sure it's passing through you. That's quickly.
Right. As soon as I heard that, there was a young lady who read the word is slipping my mind, the autopsy report. And when she read the report and I heard the name Farzam, I said, wait a minute, why am I familiar with that name? I know that name. And that's when I went down the rabbit hole and did my own thing and realized same doctor that Harley Pasternak sicked on Kanye. So this doctor is available for all types of nefarious stuff and other people. People have to pay attention to those details. It takes truth speakers and truth seekers like us to pay attention and illustrate this for people, because they're all too willing to overlook
the timing. Pay attention to the timing, because when they're staging a gaslighting attempt to look in one direction, it's because they don't want you to see what's happening in another.
Right. Exactly. And I was going to bring this up where, if you can see on the here, there's a MC, underground MC named Necro. He wanted to chastise Kanye. And this is what he said. You know, Kanye says publicly he's a Yahtzee. I'm not gonna say the name. And all of his crap, but nobody black has any issues with it. I don't see anyone giving a F. He still gets to attend the Grammys. Oh, he is insane. He's not well. So everyone continues to love him. But if a white guy says F black people or something along those lines, he's KKK. Let's say Eminem said that, would it be ignored? Give us your opinion. Just a thought. I had when it seemed like he's getting away with the double standard. Let's discuss it. F it. If you remove that comment, I said, if you could remove that comment, please.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Thank you. I basically said, the F you talking about, nobody black said anything. Actually, that was a question. I called him out. No double standards, but we don't get your types. I'm talking about Necro calling out police, unalivements if of blacks in the U.S. And then I wanted to, he didn't respond back, but I wanted to go in on the inner city cops being trained by Israeli police. I also wanted to go into the issue of Kanye because Dr. Melina Abdullah of Black Lives Matter is a good friend of mine. I used to produce for them, and she was so livid at that White Lives Matter stuff that Kanye and your girl, what's her name, Candace Owens did.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, we were calling him out, and we still continue to call him out. But I just wanted to bring this in because this guy is kind of saying, oh, well, Kanye can get away with it. No one's saying nothing. No one chastised him or whatever. And just like we were bringing it back to what you were saying about the Elon thing. Mm-hmm. And then I do have the tweets where Kanye was like, he's a Yahtzee. So what? He loves Hitler. He was saying all this crazy stuff. And it's like, bro, you tripping. You know what I'm saying?
People have to understand. He is a strategist. Whenever you saw all of that White Lives Matter stuff, It was gaslighting society or under the MK Ultra, and they were making him say crazy things. When he is at his most militant, that is the real Kanye. When he is on all these other tangents, that's the MK Ultra Kanye.
Yeah.
Kanye saying he's a Yahtzee is trying to provoke a reaction out of mainstream society so he can blast them about their lack of anger towards Elon. Where is the ADL?
Right.
The League? Kyrie Irving simply tweeted a movie, Blacks to Hebrews, or Hebrews to Blacks, and these people lost their mind.
Yeah. And ADL even gave Elon a pass. And side note, funny thing is, they said Kanye gained 500,000 followers after that comment about him being a Yahtzee. And that's crazy.
But here's the thing. He doesn't have an affiliation to them either. He is the finesse king.
There we go.
Finesse king. And he's doing it for the sole purposes of get back. He's a Gemini. He is on his, I'm going to get you back. I'm telling you, before I was enlightened, baby, I wouldn't hold a grudge, but I would get you back. Only difference is I ain't waiting. I'm getting you back now. That's the difference. Kanye and a lot of Geminis I know will wait you for 10 years until the right moment happens.
Yeah.
People have to understand we are not looking at Kanye in his original form. We are not looking at the Jesus Walk Kanye. We are looking at post the loss of his mother, feeling alone, feeling like he needed to be a part of something. He wanted to be down with the in thing. That just happened to be Kim. And I have a theory on, you see how he left what was his girlfriend's name again, sis? The original girlfriend?
Amber Rose, you mean?
No, the other one.
The first girlfriend when he was still a newcomer. I think Alexis or something.
Oh, yeah. I almost forgot about her.
I have a theory on why a lot of people leave their original girlfriends and boyfriends when they come into this industry. I think we've been looking at it the wrong way. Perhaps when they get in and they are pursued so heavily and told they have to be a part of, and they get this absolute notoriety and success, and then they're being recruited into the Illuminati. Perhaps they know anything that you love, those people will alleviate or annihilate. They will unalive. And so they leave the person they love to save them.
Yeah.
And go on to superficial relationships that really don't mean much. But
that's pretty much what happened to me. You got to choose somebody in the game.
Yeah. And I think they leave their original person because they want to save their life.
Actually, most of the time, they're tricked into doing it by gaslighting the real person in their life, and then they wait for the breakup, and then that's when they let them know this is why you don't want her around.
But here's the deal.
Why you don't want
Some
him
of
around.
them, I truly believe some of them absolutely left the real person because they peeped game.
Oh
and
yeah.
I love her too much to let her be unalive, because anything they know you love, that's what they take in first.
Yep.
Oh
So
yeah.
if they take somebody to the curb, they assume you don't love them. And then they go on for what they think you do love.
You know how many people I've had to publicly dismiss so they wouldn't mess with them? I
Yep.
still have to do that now.
I believe it. I mean, I have the eyes to see, and I felt like this for probably 15 years. I was like, I don't think they're all leaving them because they want to hurt them. Some of them are saving them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if only people could realize that they're being saved. But I think our society has been, unfortunately, no disrespect, dumbed down to a anesthetized. That's what my
Ugh.
book is on the Super Bowl, which why I don't watch it. I think they are trying to anesthetize all of the testosterone in the world so that we don't focus on the real issues and then try to overthrow the government or
The
whoever.
real monsters.
Powers that be. Exactly. If they anesthetize you on superficial things that you have no control over, that are scripted, and you're just spending all your time arguing this team or that team, this team or that team, you're not thinking about the real issues at hand. Because look at how the world is imploding, and people, if they spent the energy focused on the Super Bowl and the halftime game on other things, we wouldn't be in the predicament we're in.
Right.
Nope.
They basically, it's like one of my elders, I forget who it was it Delbert Blair, that talked about how these occultists, when, let's just say if there's a protest, there's a bunch of angry people in the street and there's a protest and they're mad about this or that or whatever, they organize, they get all that anger in the street, that produces argon energy, and then when everybody leaves, the occultists come and they suck all that up. Same thing with you. Oh, I'm the Patriots and the Chiefs. Oh, I'm Patriot. It's the same thing. They feed off of, you're giving them that energy.
Yeah,
And
energy harvesting.
Can I point out another very interesting scenario as well?
Go ahead.
Not long ago, a plane fell out of the sky coming out of a Masonic hospital, took lives and destroyed a random Northeast Philadelphia neighborhood.
Mm-hmm.
I tell you what I do know as a Philadelphian. Them winning this Super Bowl, the parade that's about to happen, the weekend coming,
Mm-hmm.
all of the memorabilia, all of the money that's going to be made, it's going to be a nice influx back into Philadelphia. This Super Bowl could help aid some of the pain that that crash caused. What a coincidence.
I know, right?
The timing.
Yeah.
You're right. You're right. And not unlike the vicious assault on Philly that was done years ago with the Africa family, with the
With
move.
Move.
Oh, with
Yeah.
the move. Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't forget, I was there. You know how many times I rode past 52nd and Osage
Mm-hmm.
and just thought about the people that I knew from there?
Yeah, they bombed that place, right?
Yes,
That was-
they did.
Horrific. And here, just because they want
Mayor
to,
Wilson Good, our black mayor.
yep, because our people are all too often for sale. They lack integrity and are willing to sell their own people out for their own financial gain. And small incremental gain, because the oppressor will never give you enough gain to not need him.
Of course.
So it's almost like asking a billionaire for, a tennis bracelet. Like, it's equivalent to a pack of chips to him. It's nothing.
Right.
But they're so easy to think a small amount of money or a small amount of positional gain is equivalent to success for them, because they think so lowly of the people and themselves as well.
Well, back to what I was even, we can round it off back to the Super Bowl halftime show and what that displayed, because you just mentioned about us giving our power, or basically selling our power for trinkets. I think that's what Kendrick was saying in this performance in general is like, we are the power and we're the culture. I'm just talking about, just I wouldn't even just say Black Americans, because Black is a mindset. I hate even saying it like that. I'm not like saying, oh, we're Moors and all that, but copper colored, people of the hemisphere of this country. Let's stop giving away our power. He said, turn his TV off. Turn his TV off. You know what I'm saying? Get rid of the programming. Let's get on to some new stuff. Just like Jag was saying about the NPCs and the video game references and stuff like that. Take control. At least that's why I see it. I'm like, take control.
How we lost sight of how we used to congregate.
Yeah.
The young Black men that represented the white purity of what we are, sitting there gathered by the street light.
Yeah.
I think a lot of it has, and you're 100% right. You guys are both 100% right. A lot of it has to do with integrity and what you see for yourself and what you want for yourself. You know how they call your home with a survey or something like, hey, this is a political party. We want to see if we can get you to your support in behalf of a bill that's being put up by such and such. I had one of those people call me tonight. And while I was busy doing something and really didn't have the time to spare, he called, asked me by name. I said, what's the nature of the call? And he's like, oh, well, we have this bill. I said, what's the name of the bill? Oh, let me look it up. Now, first of all, you're calling to get my support for something, but you're not well versed on what you're pushing and peddling. So I said, well, who is the senator that put forth this bill? He said, let me look that up. Bernie Sanders.
Wow.
I said, okay, well, what's the nature of the bill? What are you seeking? And he's like, well, to put a 10% cap on the interest rate for credit cards and things like that. I said, sir, do you know we have much bigger fish to fry in society? I commenced to sit on the phone with this guy for 52 minutes and give him an entire lecture about America's original sin, which they've yet to address, the overt racism, all these other things, and their intrinsic racism towards Haiti and how Haiti helped America win the Revolutionary War, why they are continuing to pay I gave him a history. This guy was like, it was a white guy. He was like, thank you so much. He was so astounded. And at the end, I said, you need to read Dr. Francis Cress Welsing, the ISIS Papers and the Color Concept Theory. I forget the full name of the book. He was just like, he started looking them up. He was like, oh my God, thank you for the booklet. Because we have to be willing to sometimes sacrifice our time and do the hard work. We're not willing to do the hard work. This guy had no idea. When he called my number, baby, he thought he was just calling for, yes, I'll support, I'll sign. I gave him a history lesson. He did not expect it, but he wouldn't dare disavow what I had to say, because at the end, he told me, even though he presented verbally as a white guy, towards the end, he said, I just want to let you know I'm Latino. Because I said, why are you guys calling us? We have a Republican House, Senate, Supreme Court, all three branches are Republican. How on earth do you perceive to get a Democratic bill pushed by Bernie Sanders, no less? I agree that we should have a cap on that, but who's going to vote for that? It's a waste of energy right now. And he was just like, I just want to let you know that I'm Latino. And I said to him, perhaps you should be calling the Latinos for Trump. He just was like, Miss, I agree with what you're saying. I believe you 100%. You're 100% right. I am so sorry. You taught me so much. I didn't know this. Thank you for taking the time to speak to me. He said, most people just hang up on me. We got to be willing to do the hard work, even though it took time away from me. He needed to know this. And if we don't share it, how will they know?
Yeah.
It's our duty. We have to have these hard talks. I said, we have an original sin that this country has to reconcile themselves with. And I don't care what they call it, DEI, woke. Every week there's a new word. It needs to acknowledge its sin, or else we will be forever mired in this and never get anywhere. And he was just like, you're right. We got to do the hard work. We have to stop. I always tell my kids the shortcut is the long cut in the end. Do the work.
Yeah, and there's a whole thing now. In fact, I've talked about this before because I'm from LA, and this so-called black-brown coalition that really don't exist. You got a lot of Latinos who are like, well, you guys are not standing up for us, and we're talking about the illegals and stuff like that. The stuff that's going on in this country. I mean, truth be told, that's nothing really to do with Black Americans per se. That's a lot of things that's going on with the policies that are being in place. And, you got them protesting about ICE and things like that, the ICE raids and things of that nature. Shoot, just like how you said, it's like we got a lot of hard work to do. I've always been on some like, hey, let's all work together. But the reality is, as you get older, you realize like not everybody's gonna like each other, and it's kind of like it is what it is. What we really got to do is just look out for our community. And as a people, I think for the most part, we do need to start looking into the, what do they call them, PACs? Like,
Absolutely.
you got Jewish people who they're not a big population, but they affect a lot of policy because of the political PACs that they we got to stop playing. That's pretty much where I'm at with it. We just got to stop playing.
We do need PACs, and we need to have discussions of things that are not necessarily going to be entertaining, but will benefit, and not just us, but our children and generations afterwards. Remember, political action committees are planning for stuff. If they're sitting down tonight, they're planning for stuff 40 years from now.
Yeah. And see,
we want to talk about next weekend.
And to bring it back to this whole Super Bowl halftime performance, people are not realizing where we're at in the world, where this country is right now. We once were a superpower, but it's pretty much on its way out. It's like it's a deconstruction of the superpowerness of this country, and that's what Trump is here to do. He's basically here to deconstruct it without us even really realizing it. Almost like how Great Britain, they were the superpower from the 1600s up until about the mid 1800s after the Civil War. Then boom, we became the superpower.
And I think they've had multiple superpowers simultaneously, which is how they stave off nuclear war, because there's so many superpowers. But the difference is we're the only superpower nation that has never collapsed.
Right.
Financially.
That's what's going on now, but
yeah.
we're just not like, we got the distractions, we got the Super Bowls, we got this, we got Kanye, we got Diddy. It's a lot of that going on right now. No one's really peeping what's really going on. And Trump is just here to manage what's inevitable, which is, we got to start breaking stuff down. All right, well, we used to have this, now we got to scale it back to this. And that's what Trump is here to do. But us as a people, we got to peep it, and we got to just be, on point and not fall for because they're going to present always distractions. It's going to be distractions every week. And we're not
problem with it with oligarchs or unelected oligarch running through society, tearing down the fabric of this country. Is far from perfect, but at least there was some structure and some guideline.
Yeah.
And the wanton disregard for the rule of law, structure, guideline, and all of that, and just the tearing down and eviscerating of the country by an oligarch who is not doing it for any reason other than all of these agencies he's tearing down. He's tearing down because they had some effect on the companies he owns.
Yeah.
The Federal Safety Administration, and just all of these things. Everything he's tearing down is because it impacts his bottom dollar.
Yeah.
And lots of people are losing their jobs, careers, livelihoods. People will start losing their homes.
Yep.
It's a whole shit show. It really is.
It is. And just like, the upcoming AI isn't there yet, but it is replacing a lot of jobs. And I say by the time it's time to elect another president, it'll be in full effect, because these billionaires, these technocrats. Go ahead. What do you say?
I don't think we're going to get there. You think there's going to be another president elected in this country, America?
Oh, I don't. I would be optimistic and say I hope so, but we just don't know. I honestly think they're just going to have something else laid out to where, like we were talking about this technocracy situation. That's kind of, I don't want to get too deep because then these people who these people that are in tech, like the guy, shout out to Siddiqui Bakari. He brought this to my attention. One of the guys who helped start Facebook. He's been, what's the guy's Malkovich. He's been on the forefront of creating artificial brains, on the forefront of AI. And these people that are really behind the scenes with all this money behind this tech and all that or whatever, they really do not believe in the real God. They believe in, we're going to create this artificial God, and then we're going to create these this stuff that we can have an afterlife. We're going to merge our conscious into the computer. Like, they're on that type of time. They're not on, like, we die, we go to the next or whatever it is, because Yeshua said, this isn't the real life. The next one is. I believe, I'm under that belief. But you got these people who are in the technology game, and that's what they really believe. Like, because there's nothing else. There's nothing left for them. I'll say it like that. This is where they end. They don't move forward. It's almost like Monopoly. They don't go past go. They don't get their $200. So they're like, oh, I'm gonna stop here at Park Place, and I'm gonna create this, and I'm gonna live here forever, and I'm gonna create these pills to do this, and I'm gonna put my body into this, and then they're on that type of time. I gotta get with. In fact, I gotta get with you and Jag, because Steve Bannon was saying something that was real, like, wow. It was a few weeks ago where he was dropping it, and he was talking about, because he has a relationship with Trump and Musk, and he was talking about that particular thing.
Steve Bannon hates Musk. He hates him.
Yeah, I know.
He's been sounding the drum.
But he was talking about how these people, and I was getting into the AI, about how these rich people, they're not going to hire you. If once robots and the AI stuff is really functioning the way it's a wrap. It's a wrap.
This thing is called transhumanism, and it's been going on for a long time because I've watched Steve Wozniak, who is the co-founder of Apple.
Mm-hmm.
I remember seeing him on a documentary. It had to be about 7 or 8 years ago, when he said, take all of your information out of the cloud.
Yeah.
He will not let. He literally said he extracted all of his information out of the cloud, and I've been doing that ever since. I don't send things to the cloud. My phones are overrun, and they're always telling me, oh, you don't have space, and I'm having to purge things because I will only save it to my phone.
Or have you on hard drives.
And here's the impetus for why. The impetus is, he said, they make it convenient for you to save everything to the cloud, because they are going to transfer your consciousness into AI, robots, and into, just the computer and all of that. They can map out your entire life. That's all these things on Facebook is like, show us a picture of you 10 years ago and show us a picture of you today. That's real stuff. That's data mining.
Yeah.
They're data mining so that they can have their computer create a composite of how you used to look, how you look now, how you're going to look in the future. Mm-hmm. So when they need to get on their big satellites and search you out in the crowd, bam, there you go, standing outside the Walmart.
Facial recognition.
But also, Jag, remember the what do you call that? That dome, or that in Vegas where you come in and they do the 360 of you, and they can
what's the thing at the airport when it lets you skip the line?
TSA or clear or
pre-check.
Pre-check.
I don't think it. My son and them be like, yo, we're gonna leave you. That's all right. I'm gonna stand in the long line, because guess what? All that pre-check, all that facial recognition search, where they got your whole essence. That's what it is. They are able to finesse people out of their security because of these are entitled. They want to be elite. They want to be better than the others. I don't have to wait. Anything that has a skip line thing, I don't care if it's Six Flags or the airport. It is about entitlement. Let's make it a buck.
Yeah.
Prior to those things existing, we waited on the line.
Yeah.
So if you get to the gate before everybody else, what does that give you? Is there brownie points? You get to go to the Sky Lounge and eat a bunch of poorly made food
Right.
for a longer time while your people standing in line? Like, we have to think about what these things are. Anytime they make something for your convenience, it creates a new problem.
Yeah.
And that's all through life.
Well, Natanya, I'm gonna actually clip up this thing that Steve Bannon said some time ago, and I already told Jag I wanted to do a show on it. I think I want to get you included as well. I'll clip it up. I actually send it to you so you can hear it in advance, and then we can kind of go in on that, because honestly, these are the type of topics that need to be discussed.
I agree.
As far as, you know, transhumanism and all this other stuff that we need to just be on. So, but other than that, no, yeah, this is pretty much a wrap for this here. I had Snoop Dogg's reaction. He had it on IG. He had his whole reaction to the Super Bowl, and you know, Snoop is funny.
What did he say?
Oh, he was just kicking it with. Let me see if I can pull it, because he was just kicking it with I forget who he had in the studio. I don't know if it was Battle Cat. I forget who was all there, but yeah, Dog was. Is this it? Oh man, did it even fit? Hold on one second. Give me one sec. Wow, my thing is still. Wow, this is crazy. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna pull it up in a few, and I'm hoping they don't flag it, because anything that's dealing with the NFL, it's been an issue. But no, I think I'm okay, because this is from Dog's straight IG. So here it is right here. Give me 1 second. He wasn't really saying nothing, but he just was. His reactions were just hilarious as far as how he reacted to the Super Bowl. Let me mute it. But he had it, and he's going. What's going on? Why did it stop? Lord have mercy. Did it just stop on me? Okay. All right. Let me get rid of this, because this thing is probably just tripping. I'll just put it on my let me actually get rid of this.
That's Uncle Sam on the screen, right? But
it just
animated was. What do you think about that, Jack? He was so animated, it literally added value to everything.
Listen to me. When I saw how it started up, I was pleased.
Me too.
I said, this is Black excellence.
Mm-hmm.
And nobody appreciated it, because nobody was naked.
And every time he was going in between songs while the
perfect
rest, and he would go to the girls and be like, "You really gonna do it now? And you really gonna do it now?" I just absolutely loved it. And look how well plotted out and played. You know,
you want to know what it felt like to me?
It was. What did it feel like?
Like watching one of the scenes from the old Spike Lee movies that were done with the historically Black themes, like School Days. It felt that. Oh man.
Yeah, it was that kind of call and response, that like the Jigaboos and the Wannabes.
Yes. How did everyone miss that?
Because I don't know what it is, boo. I think people have, I do know what it is, but I think people have lost their desire to think. Thinking requires too much energy. I think they just want to be entertained.
Yeah, that's where we're at right now.
It is the dumbing down of society. Everybody's anesthetized.
Honey, they don't know what to do unless they see a little booty and a little titty.
Mm-hmm.
And they can figure out which pharmaceutical you was taking that had you looking crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
they don't want to see art anymore.
It was definitely
they want to see foolish.
What was high art, and it wasn't lower vibration, lower chakra. It was all from the heart and up,
Yep, and he's a thinker. See, a lot of people don't even understand. Kendrick has won Pulitzer Prize.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people don't understand how deep this thing is for him. Every now and then, an artist will come along that is not. And listen, anything we do, you want to reap the benefits, especially financially, for what you sow into something. But there are artists that come along and the message and the art form is so much more important than the dollar.
Mhm.
If you do what you love doing and you respect it and you put your heart and soul in it, the accolades and the financial blessing and earning will come. But the what you put on the table, what you leave on the floor with the art, my God, will be talked about far past your existence. We are 20 something years past, well, 30, 20 something. What? How far are we past Biggie and Tupac's unaliving? We are
Almost
still
30 years.
It's almost 30 years.
and we are still talking about them, and their work is relevant today. Now, why would that be? It's not because society hasn't changed. It's because they were forward thinkers. They could see far ahead of themselves. That's why their work is timeless, still relevant today. We have to step up and stop being so mentally lazy. We need political action committees. We do.
We need that. We need.
I think they were pissed off because it made them think.
Yeah, they wanted to see booty shaking. As long as they see some drop it to the floor and sweep the floor, they in love.
They wanted to see SZA. They wanted to see if she was going to take a crap at the Super Bowl live on the stage. That's what.
And she was fully dressed, and
looked great with the Shaka Khan hair.
I said to me and Nirvana were talking about it. I said, I've noticed there was one time where it got a little dicey, and they were trying to have her dress a little more alluring. But from the onset of her career, she was always overly dressed, because I used to say, why does this girl have on so much clothes? Like, I love there to be mystery to a woman. But she used to wear so many layers. I said, what is this? That's a thing. Something's going on. And then she told me that she used to, I think, dance briefly at one point, and she felt violated, and she said she would never do anything to just bare her flesh like that. And I said, well, what a refreshing thing. That's beautiful.
Well, some other things that happened to her. Some other things that happened to her at TD, but we could talk about that on another time too. Because
But I knew it had to be a thing. I mean,
it's something.
You have to if the way people present themselves, you can kind of read the room. And so it was obvious that I didn't know what happened, but I knew something did.
Yeah, SZA and Kendrick will be going on the Grand National Tour starting in April. It'll be out here in LA, and it will be in Vegas. Like, we gonna be all over the place. I'll just say it like that, because
I hope people buy tickets to that show and forget about going to see Mary J. Blige. I'm literally thinking about boycotting her little tour with little
the one in Vegas.
I boycotted too. There was a time where there was no way I would have missed her show. But once all that stuff came out, I was like, absolutely not my dollars. No.
Yeah. Now we can't be giving these these monsters our money.
They're already well funded enough. They don't need our money.
You're right.
Oh, the Crown, Kenzen, as far as Kendrick goes, I was gonna bring up some stuff, and I gotta highlight my guy, Ani Osoru. In fact, Ani Osoru, he has a Patreon. He has a breakdown of the symbolism, because he pulled out the whole Masonic stuff with that, and I was just like, whoa, he caught a bunch of good stuff. But my guy Ani Ani Osoru, OSAURU, his Patreon, he breaks it down. In fact, we got another Patreon, my boy Dewan B. I told you he did a video and they chopped it and they said nope, you can't display it, but he has that now on his Patreon. He just texted me and told me, so y'all look up his Patreon. And Jag, of course, Jag still has her Patreon, Jaguar Wright Patreon or whatever. I don't know if the dopest nerd, do you have?
I have a Patreon, but I need help building it out. This part of the tech stuff ain't.
Then we need to. I need to get with you. Then we need to
call
make
your brother, child. Just call your brother.
And it's called the dopest nerd. Everything is the dopest nerd.
No, I can help you out, because there's so much unlimited stuff that you can do on there and just unedited. Just, man, yeah, let's do it. Let's definitely. I'll get with you about that for sure.
Actually, Natalia, I would love it if you would join me for a couple of my podcasts.
Absolutely, sis. Whenever you're ready. You please say less.
Okay.
I
All
love
right.
being in the house. Here's the thing, though. One of the dopest things in Kendrick's thing was how everybody was piling out of the Grand National. Nirvana was like, "What is this? A clown?
See?
Yeah.
Coming from?"
I'm telling you, I loved it.
I loved that. I said, do people see the symbolism that no matter how simple something looks, there's when you see one of us, there's tons of us. And we can come from we coming from everywhere. I thought it was so dope. So unbelievably dope. It was
Honey,
just
look, when I saw that, babe, did not go out.
so
Mhm.
Because you know the Grand National is my favorite car.
it is so dope.
I've had two.
Super dope.
And I was about to buy another one right before I had to start going back to jail again.
Well, don't trip.
Uh,
We'll get you maybe we'll get you one this year, and then I got to get my I always wanted to get my Dodge Dart. I had but that's a whole.
My mom
I-
had those back in the days.
Yeah.
We had a dart.
Yeah.
I want to start finding classic cars and just you already know, like, come on,
Mhm.
yeah.
You know what I want? Anything that's good old fashioned American metal and don't need electricity to move and go.
Well, that's what I'm talking about because we're gonna need those.
I don't need nobody hacking my car and
Exactly.
taking me on a ride.
Listen, and y'all know I do reupholstery, so when it's time to do the interior,
Okay, there we go.
we're gonna do
All
some.
right. Yeah. So yeah, we got some projects to definitely do. Go ahead.
These amazing conversations. I think this is dope.
Well, we gotta coordinate something with you and Jag as far as the pod situation, and I still want to get with you and our other people that we were talking about as far as the
Mhm.
behind the screen pod
It's time
and
for us to
documentary.
move
Yeah,
forward.
I'm
Yeah.
ready.
yeah,
No, now that all of these other documentaries are coming out and we're seeing what they're giving, I
Mhm.
think it's time that we give them what they need to see.
yeah.
And listen, it's going to shut every other thing down.
I know it is.
Side note,
Bring-
Natanya, the young lady that I know that was behind producing Shine's documentary, The Honorable Shine.
Mhm.
I approached her and I said, "Hey, Natanya never got compensated by Shine, and the whole thing of him getting paid from a crime that he committed. That's kind of it's unethical. It's
Of the-
questionable." And I asked her, I said, "Are you willing to do your doc or help with your doc?" And she immediately was like, "No, I can't." I was, wow, okay, all right.
Mhm.
Because she's on that side of the industry. I get it. I said, okay, fine, no problem. So that's why I said I need to talk with you because there's a lot of stuff that we could just get going, in all honesty, because the way they had everything set up on the fall of Diddy, and you said you said you input a lot of your story, your emotion, and age just kind of lifted on the cutting room floor.
Listen, when I tell you they interviewed me for so many hours, it was astounding the amount of hours we were there. Astounding. When it all said and done, I was like, wait, what? Nirvana was like, what did I need to fly up there for? They could have got that from me over Zoom.
Right.
It was just, but I feel like a lot of times people are trying to elicit your story. It is because they want to hear what you have to say. And whenever people are so hard pressed to elicit your story like that and then they don't use it, it always opens my mind to say, what is this really? Is this truly an attempt to tell of all the nefarious deeds and acts? Or is this an attempt to take of your intellectual property to know what you have to say so they can mount a defense in advance?
That's
Because the length of time it took for it to come out. We filmed that last March 2024.
Honey, they want to know everything so they know what to tell people so that they can get ahead of it. That's why it's always, Jag don't ever got no receipts. Jag don't ever got, no, I just don't show y'all the things y'all want me to show you, you lazy bums.
Listen, yes, they are. They are extremely lazy. Extremely lazy. And, not to, I receive. Well, we have people in the landscape who make sure we are abreast of everything that's going on. And I have to I want to give a quick shout out to the dopest mod, my mod Locked. She is such
All
an
right.
amazing person.
Yeah, Locked is dope.
We found out somebody tried to come against her and be so vicious, and neither of us were online. We just found out about it after the effect. But I love the fact that we have an entire family that cries aloud and spares not when somebody is foul and does something wrong. And like I always say, I hate to say I was right. Listen, I spoke about that person from the get-go and said, I ain't feeling it. I don't trust it.
Yeah.
Wait a second. Wait a second. You and I both had a conversation about that person.
A while
ago.
And
what did I say to you?
Yep,
Sis,
you
fall back.
Oh yeah, you did.
Fall back.
Yep, I remember that.
I told you that ain't got it. I said I got it, sis.
Yep. You did. I said I
fall back.
Listen, I hate to be right. I hate it because it means that something is wrong.
Well, Jag was already on it.
Yeah. Oh no, she said it that day. She was like, well, I got you, sis.
Yep.
Like, okay, no problem. But I made me. I'm not gonna hold it back. I'm just gonna be like, here's the thing. I'm not saying. I'm just saying.
That part.
Smell test to me, and I stepped back. I take my hands off and I step back because here's the thing about splatter. It's why they say there's no such thing as the perfect crime, because once you do something and that splatter happens, it flies everywhere. The only way to not get it on you is to not be there.
And what did I tell you?
You're 100% right. You keep
getting back.
Yeah. And here's the deal. I always know when I can smell a setup when it comes. There's no reason to come against Locked. She is the most pure, down-to-earth, level-headed, amazing person. The attack was not against Locked. It was against me. But it was because they knew I would come out blazing. And I had a conversation with Locked, and she said, sis, I love you. I love that you're always willing to stand up for me, but you don't have to. We're going to keep
Sis, can I share a little bit of tea with you?
Oh, without a doubt.
Regarding the hemophiliac Ms. Rodriguez. When we were talking about Ada in the chat, trying to figure out how to get all the information and how to come together to create a vigil for her to keep people in good spirits regarding her recovery. Do you want to know what she asked? She said, well, I see everybody's working on different parts of the story. Maybe I should cover her mental health.
That's a giveaway right there. That's a giveaway right there.
My response is why you need to do that?
Because people have a right to privacy, especially in their healing and while they
I said she got help. She good.
Exactly.
Why you need to cover it?
Well, my third eye was awake from the get-go, because what was being said and presented wasn't lining up with what was being said. Like
that part.
Did not roll over in the middle of the night to go to the bathroom and hear beep 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 fest. I was like, what? Wait, what? Okay. Was astounded, but that's it's how God works. God will wake you up from your slumber in the middle of the night so you can hear who somebody really is that doesn't comport with who they say they are in the daytime. That's all.
Well, if I show you the receipts, Natanya,
I can smell your receipts through the phone.
Man, you just don't. But I'm not. I ain't the one to gossip. You ain't heard it from me.
Me either, honey. That's my for the gossip now. I stopped by for a little beverage or some chai or some chamomile, but we ain't staying long.
Wait a second, sis. I'm going to tell you this right now. When you see the deets,
my gosh,
I'm going to put it to you this way.
But the title alone gets 2 snaps up.
Snaps in a circle?
What, sister?
That's 2 snaps in a circle. Listen, I'm here for it.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, we're gonna wrap because I gotta get on the phone with some people, y'all. The people you were just talking about. I told you my boy's gonna do the translation thing for me so we can get some stuff down to the bottom.
Yes.
And the dopest nerd, y'all follow the dopest nerd. In fact, Natanya, Jag, I already got that set up, the podcast series for Behind the Screen. I think all y'all need to do is just you two need to set up when y'all want to do it, and then we can make it happen.
I'm ready whenever. I just want to say love and shout out to Ada and her family. May your recovery be speedy and continue to be covered by the Most High God. May God give you grace and mercy that is sufficient for your grief at this time and meet you at your point of need.
Indeed.
And
Bombshell.
thank you, Odell and Jag, for this amazing conversation. Shout out to Auntie Leah, who is super dope and shows up and shows out at all times.
Indeed.
And shout out to the dopest mod and all my mods.
Yes. And
The
shout
dopest
out to
mod.
the dopest nerd, Natanya Rubin,
Right,
our
thank-
sister and our spiritual matriarch. And I love putting that title on you, and I hope you accept it.
When are you going to go to Jeopardy? I know you're a big fan of Jeopardy. I know you said
Listen, let me tell you something. I've been on the Jeopardy site lately. They've been emailing me. I
man.
contestant search before and I passed. I'm considering going back, honestly.
You need to. Bucket
Definitely
list.
wanna see you there. We need to see you there.
Honestly. Well, thank you. Shout
No,
out.
we want to come. I want to have some box wine in my pocketbook.
Hey!
Lord.
Listen, I'll be like, what is the dopest family on YouTube?
I can see like a hip hop Jeopardy too, and it's like we can.
Oh, she would kill that.
Pop culture Jeopardy, There's
Oh
a-
yeah, I know. No, I'm saying like we produce our own type of
Let's
hip hop
do
Jeopardy.
it. Let's do it.
I'm saying
Listen.
with Jag's knowledge and you and man, we can make this thing will blow up.
I think it'll be super dope.
Indeed, yes. And again, prayers for Ada and her family. Again, y'all just keep her in the prayers.
Absolutely.
And all the victims. In fact, got some other stuff that we got to present. I got to finish this up, Jag, with
I know.
Tammy Wallace.
I know. The first episode
Can't
and the
wait.
first survivor for the Jaguar Right show.
I cannot wait to see it. I saw a little clip and I can't wait to see it. Shout out to you, sis. Standing in truth against all odds, against all the foolishness that comes your way. Shout out to you, Odell, for keeping my sister's heart, mind, soul together while she fights this almighty fight. Shout out to you for being the producer of all producers and making sure everything runs right. And shout out to everybody at the sound of our voice. We are all going through something. May God meet you all at your point of need. Whatever your prayers are, all he calls on us to do is have faith and obedience. The scripture says, yet though he slay me, I will trust in him. Walk out on faith to the end of the mountain and keep stepping, knowing that God got you. God got you. He just wants to know that you believe in him and for him against all odds, no matter what it is. We are called to disciple members into the kingdom. No matter what you believe, just believe. In this time we're in, trust me, I don't want to take my chances with nobody but God.
Indeed.
Asheo.
All right, y'all. It's another episode of Set in the West Chronicles. Appreciate everybody for joining. Y'all hit the like button before you get up out of here. And we'll be back. I'm going to do more lives like this on a consistent basis. I appreciate everybody on here, and y'all have
everyone
a blessed
seemed to
night.
enjoy the panel, and thank you for all of the well wishes, and thank you for all of your input. We're going to have to do this more often.
Thank you, Jag. Thank you, Natanya, for joining, for real.
Well, thank you. I thank my family for having me, for the best brother and sister out there in the world. I love you guys. I appreciate you wholeheartedly. And I think we are going to change the world. Shout out to Maggie. And I think we're going to change the world.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I know it. I feel it turning now.
Oh, shoot.
All right.
Peace. Peace and love.
Peace.
Peace.
Wolf gang, where you at, man?